everyone, and welcome. Today, we're going to dig into how artificial intelligence is pretty much rewriting the rules for corporate training. We're going to see how it's taking us from those old one-size-fits-all courses to something way smarter and a whole lot more personal. So, let me ask you something. Does your company's training feel a little outdated? You know the feeling, right? You're stuck with these generic courses that feel totally irrelevant, or maybe they were stale before you even clicked start. So what's the fix? Well, the root of the problem is something called the Curation challenge. Basically, the folks in learning and development, or L&D, their entire job is to find the absolute best learning content out of a literal ocean of information. And let's be honest, doing that manually is a nearly impossible job these days. And here's where things really break down. On one side, you've got the old way of doing things. It's all manual, it's incredibly slow, and it's one size fits all. But on the other side, you have what we, the modern workforce, actually need. Learning that's fast, totally personalized, and available right when we need it. That massive gap, that's why so many training programs just don't land. This leaves L&D teams facing what you could call a triple threat. First, just the sheer time and effort involved. It can take months to build one course. Second, that lack of personalization means most of the content isn't even relevant. So what do employees do? They tune out. And finally, there's just so much information out there that finding the right stuff feels like searching for a needle in a haystack. Okay, but this is where AI comes into the picture. And look, this is not about replacing people. Think of it as giving L&D teams an incredibly smart assistant that can finally help them tackle these challenges head-on. Honestly, the best way to wrap your head around this is to think of it like Netflix or Spotify, but for your career. You know how those platforms learn what you like and suggest new music or movies? AI does the exact same thing. It analyzes your job, your skills, your goals, and then recommends the perfect learning content just for you. All of a sudden, learning isn't static anymore. It's dynamic and deeply personal. Now, the magic behind all of this is a technology called natural language processing, or NLP for short. This is what gives AI the ability to actually read and understand massive amounts of content, articles, videos, you name it, and then automatically categorize it. It's the engine that just cuts right through all that noise. So what does this actually mean for you, the learner? It means you get smart recommendations tailored to your needs. It means you get learning paths that actually change and adapt as you grow. The system can even use generative AI to whip up quick summaries or practice quizzes, and it's all kept up to date, with chatbots on standby to give you answers the second you need them. Okay, so that's the how, but what's the why? What does a business really get from all this? Well, the payoff is huge, and it's about a lot more than just saving a little time. First off, the efficiency gains are absolutely staggering. A curation process that used to take weeks, sometimes even months, can now be done in hours or days. Think about that. This doesn't just cut costs. It frees up your L&D pros to focus on the stuff that really matters, like strategy, coaching, and mentoring, instead of just digging through content. And here's the real game changer. AI makes it possible to deliver true one-to-one personalization at a massive scale. For the very first time, it doesn't matter if you have 500 employees or 50,000. You can give every single person their own unique learning journey. I mean, that was pure science fiction just a few years ago. And get this, a whopping 94% of companies using AI in their learning programs say they're getting powerful data-driven insights. What does that mean? It means they can finally see which skills are actually in demand, where the biggest knowledge gaps are, and, this is the big one, how their training is actually impacting performance on the job. So when you put it all together, the return on investment becomes crystal clear. Your people get up to speed faster. They're way more engaged because the content is relevant to them, and their performance on the job gets better. This completely transforms L&D from just a cost center into a real strategic partner that drives the business forward. Okay, so you're sold on the idea, but how do you actually make this happen? Where do you even start? Let's walk through a quick and practical playbook for getting it done right. The playbook is pretty straightforward. First things first, you have to define clear goals. What problem are you trying to solve? Then, once you pick a tool, you have to prepare your data. This is critical because an AI is only as smart as the information you feed it. From there, you train your own L&D team to work with the AI. And finally, you start small. Run a pilot, get feedback, tweak things, and then grow from there. And through all of this, it's so important to remember this one thing. AI is a tool to assist human experts, not a threat to replace them. Its job is to do the heavy lifting, the grunt work, so that your people can focus on what they do best, adding context, creating strategy, and connecting with learners. That's why human oversight is absolutely 100% non-negotiable. You always have to have an expert in the loop, a real person to review and sign off on what the AI recommends. That's how you guarantee the quality is there, that it's accurate, and that it actually aligns with your company's culture and values. So let's wrap this up by looking at the bigger picture. Because what we're talking about here is more than just a cool new tool. It's a fundamental shift in how we think about growth and development at work. At the end of the day, AI is the key that unlocks a brand new kind of learning culture. We're finally moving away from that old model of once-a-year reactive training and into a world where learning is proactive, it's deeply personal, and it's happening all the time. And believe me, what we've talked about today is just the beginning. I mean, imagine an AI that picks the perfect virtual reality training scenario for you to practice a new skill, or having a real-time AI mentor in your pocket to help you solve a problem right when it happens. We're even getting close to AI that can sense when a learner is getting bored or confused and then adjust the content in real time. The future of learning is here, and it is incredibly smart. Which really brings us back to that first question. Now that you've seen how AI can turn learning from this slow, clunky process into a smart, dynamic engine for growth, is your organization's learning strategy truly ready for what's coming next?